Do you see Sigurd's mighty deeds ahead, the highest on the heaven's corners? Hey everyone, this is James from Brewing Books. So it's been a while since my last video, and in fact today we'll be looking at the Folio Society limited edition publication of the Poetic Edda. Now, as many readers of Tolkien may or may not know, the Poetic Edda was a source of inspiration for certain elements in the professor's work, and in fact the historical and mythological relevance of this particular work cannot be understated. So let's begin. Let me start off by saying that this is an absolutely massive book. I mean, look at it. It's huge. And the quality of the printing and binding is second to none. It's how all books should be presented actually, especially books that deal with such important matters. So, the Poetic Edda is a collection of Old Norse poems and serves as the primary source for Norse mythology. The poems deal with the creation of the universe and several stories of gods, monsters, heroes, and war. This particular edition of the Poetic Edda, released by the Folio Society back in 2016, was limited to 980 hand-numbered copies. So the book is bound in hand-polished leather together with these 5 raised bands along the spine. Inside, the text on the 496 pages is printed on abbey wove paper and is accompanied by 20 color illustrations that have been printed on natural evolution ivory and come in this very convenient fold-out manner. In addition, the binding is hand-sewn. The illustrations themselves are gloriously rendered and reflect many of the runestones, Norse carvings and Viking art that have been found across Scandinavia and are so synonymous with these Norse legends. The whole aesthetic of this book's presentation is actually meant to replicate the historical Codex Regius manuscript, in which many of the poems that make up the Poetic Edda were found. The Poetic Edda preserves much of the oral tradition of Iceland and presents a series of mythological poems, followed by several heroic lays and sagas about mortal heroes. The poems themselves were copied by an unknown Icelandic scribe in the 1270s and preserved for hundreds of years. The author of this work remains unknown, but its influence on past and modern writers remains undisputed. The Eddas are in fact an essential source of knowledge about ancient Norse beliefs. So this particular edition, released by the Folio Society, is illustrated by Simon Noyes with a translation by Carolyn Larrington. The translation of the text is vivid, highly readable, and most importantly, accessible. It does justice to the original Old Norse text in conjuring up images of legendary warriors, raging battles, mischievous gods, and tragic heroes. It's also worthy of noting that each section comes with an introductory note to explain the background behind that particular text or poem. Footnotes are also included to further expand on the text, whilst a nice rendition of the original Old Norse text with modern English is also presented on each page. Included are also several genealogies to help explain who's who in this background of mythology. This edition also comes in this super sturdy slipcase with the knocked off edges, which I personally find very, very interesting. And this is all bound in canvas, giving it a beautiful textury feel to it. And it makes for such an excellent and appropriate slipcase in which to house this massive tome, making it a piece truly worthy of the gods. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks a lot for watching, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!